Welcome to the Doulos Financial Coaching YouTube channel. My name is Levi Bimba, your personal financial coach. Today we're going to discuss an article in CNBC talking about the dire straits that Americans are in regarding credit card debt. The headline is, U.S. credit card debt jumps 18.5% and hits a record $930.6 billion. Starts off by saying, for most Americans, inflation and rising interest rates are a 1-2 punch. On the heels of another rate hike this week by the Federal Reserve, credit card annual percentage rates are already near 20% on average and set to climb even higher. At the same time, more consumers are leaning on credit to afford increasingly expensive necessities like food and rent. So we are already in the midst of high inflation. Groceries are costing more, gas is costing more, housing is costing more. And then on top of that, we're going to see more rate hikes, which is going to push inflation up even higher. And that's also going to increase prices for consumers day to day. And people are now using credit cards to be able to buy food and pay for their rent. These are two things that are pretty much non-negotiable unless you want to end up homeless. You have to eat and you have to have a place to sleep and to raise your family in, or else you just add more stress to your life. And so when you have credit cards that are already near 20% on average, people are paying tons of money in interest year after year and never able to build wealth because they're caught in the trap of spending. They're caught in the trap of having to use credit cards or using credit cards to supplement their spending of just to buy food and clothing. And this is increasingly becoming a worse and worse problem. The article goes on to say that helped propel total credit card debt to a record $930.6 billion at the end of 2022, an 18.5% spike from a year earlier, according to the latest quarterly report by TransUnion. The average balance rose to $5,805 over that same period. At nearly 20%, if you made minimum payments toward this average credit card balance, it would take you more than 17 years to pay off the debt and cost you more than $8,213 in interest. 17 years. That's like me making minimum payments on my credit card until my son graduates college and graduates high school and enters college. He's 2 years old right now. But thankfully we don't have credit card debt, and I'll talk about that in just a second. But 20%, and this is just $5,805. You're making minimum payments 17 years. You're making payments on this credit card, and this is just one. And many people have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 credit cards that they're making payments on, transferring balances and just continuing to transfer their money problems from one card to the next and never getting out of it, and just creating more and more havoc and more stress for themselves. So this researcher, Michelle Ranieri, she says, whether it's shopping for a new car or buying eggs at a grocery store, consumers continue to be impacted in ways big and small by both high inflation and the interest rate hikes implemented by the Federal Reserve, end quote. Overall, an additional 202 million new credit accounts were opened in the fourth quarter, led by originations among Generation Z, or adults ages 18 to 25, and the tally of total credit cards hit a record 518.4 million. That's almost a credit card and a half for every single person in the United States. So we are now entering the phase of people just piling up debt, not just for luxuries now, not just for cars that they don't really need to be driving, but now it's just for food and shelter that they're using their credit cards to pay to make ends meet, and just continuing to increase their debt load and increase the amount of stress that is being added to their lives. And that's one of the major stresses in America today is money fights, money issues, money disagreements within families, within spouses, and all kinds of things that are just causing a lot of angst within the American household. But if you are not wanting to continue this level of angst, if you are wanting to get out of this rut for good, contact me, Levi Bimba, at ramseycoach.com/Doulos Financial Coaching for a free 30-minute consultation where we will sit down and talk about where you're at in your money journey, what kind of stressors are on your plate, and what your goals are, and how much of a desire you have to get out of the place that you're in financially. Just as my wife and I we had student loan debt, and we were able to pay that off, and now we have no more debt. We're driving 2 paid-for cars and enjoying a stress-free money life because we were able to get on a proven plan that led to proven financial success. And as a personal financial coach, I can show you exactly what my wife and I did to get you on that same path to financial stress-free living, so that you can enjoy the money that you are working so hard to make for yourself, for your family, and be able to leave a pile of money to your kids or to your grandkids someday whenever you leave this planet. So contact me, Levi Bimba, at ramseycoach.com/Doulos Financial Coaching for a free 30-minute consultation and put an end to the money stress today.